Alright, so today's a very exciting day for a lot of people across the world because Ableton 11 just got released. So I thought it would be a nice idea for me to just open it up with you guys and let's rummage around in it together. And let's open it up. Here it is. Alright, let's authorize this now. I don't even know where to start, to be honest with you. Alright, so my collections are still here, which is cool. Let's have a look in the VST folders. Okay, it's scanned everything. Okay, so there's this templates button right here, which opens up templates, which is something I think I'll be using a lot because I do like to prepare templates for different things that I do, like maybe for recording YouTube videos. So all of the tracks are set up with the compressors and the EQs and all that type of thing. And then, you know, depending on what type of music I want to record, I have like set instruments and sounds that I like to use. So I'm really excited about this templates function. All right, let's have a look over here what it's offering us. What's new in Ableton 11? Oh, we'll click on that in a second. Recording audio, yeah, we know how to do that. Creating beats, know how to do that. Playing software, instruments, know how to do that. Max for Live, don't really know how to use that, but something I really want to get into. Packs, audio, I/O, and MIDI controllers. I think the thing that I'm most interested in over here is what's new in Live 10. Hybrid reverb. Okay, what's this? Hybrid reverb is an audio effect that allows blending a convolution reverb with a number of reverb algorithms. Besides providing a selection of impulse responses, the device allows dragging any audio file into the device to be used for convolution processing, as well as shaping the envelope and size of impulse responsiveness via dedicated controls. Okay, let's just go have a look for it. Not quite sure what the difference is, but the best way to find out is to just play around with it, I guess. So what I'll do is I will load up, what would be a good sound to load up? Let's have a look. Let's go to Arturia and I'm going to grab a Prophet. So let's just whack that on a MIDI track. Here we go. Let's see what this sounds like. Whoa. All right, let's find a different sound for that. Let's see what we got. Okay, so that's what it sounds like. Let's go to audio effects. I'm guessing it's in here. Reverb resonance, hybrid reverb. Let's drag it on here. Okay, let's see what we got. All right, still sounds just like a reverb, I guess. Let's just go through some of the presets. See what sounds we've got to work with. Well, that's weird. Adds a little latency. Okay. Oh, I know why it's adding latency, because the dry wet signal is all the way over. Okay. I guess it's set up for send return signals. Okay, you know, it's a reverb. I'm sure there's really cool stuff that you can do with it, but nothing that's obvious to me right now without really diving deep. But yeah, that's cool. I'm sure there's cool stuff to be done with it. All right, what else do we have? Let's go back over here. And Spectral Resonator. What is this? Spectral Resonator is based on spectral processing and uses spectral resonances and pitched overtones to add tonal character to any audio source. All right. Well, let's add it to this. Let's get rid of the reverb. Now, where is the Spectral Resonator going to be? Let's have a look. Now, reverb and resonance. So this is our sound again without it. And with it. This is pretty. I love seeing these frequency things. This is weird. I like it. Okay, let's see what else we got. Interesting. All right, not something that I think I'll be using anytime soon, but I'm sure, again, it's something that if you dive into it and start playing around with it properly, it'll be interesting. I always find that with new plugins that I don't immediately get doesn't mean they're not any good. It just means I don't really understand the particular use case that I might want to use it in. But, you know, I'm always open to new sounds, for sure. All right, so what else have we got? Spectral Resonator, Spectral Time. Spectral Time combines time freezing and spectral delay effects in a single inspiring device. Now, this sounds like something up my alley. So I'm guessing it is up here in delay and loop. Yes. So let's put this on here and see what we got. So sound without anything. And let's stick the Spectral Time on here. All right, let's load in some presets. Okay, see what else we got. That's nice. Interesting, but again, not something that I feel like I've needed in my production so far. All right, let's get rid of that. See what else there is. Spectral Time. Chorus Ensemble. Okay. Chorus Ensemble is a chorus effect with 3 different effect modes. Classic mode, ensemble mode, vibrato mode. Okay. Let's just stick it on here and see what happens. Dry sound. And now we have Chorus Ensemble classic mode. Ensemble mode. Vibrato. Ooh. I do like vibrato. I think this is the coolest little tool I've seen so far in this new update. Let's mess around with some of these parameters. I personally like when this rate is down really low, so there's just this very slight shifting. I love that type of sound. This is cool. I like it. That's one I'll definitely be keeping in mind. What else have we got? Chorus Ensemble. Phaser Flanger. Combines the functionality of the phaser and flanger devices into one as separate effect modes and also includes a doubler effect. Not really that into phaser and flangers at the moment, so I'm not going to check that out right now. Redux update. Redux has new parameters for creating a wider range of sounds from harsh distortion to digital and aliasing artifacts through to warm and fat 8-bit sounds. All right, let's chuck this on here. Here we go. Ooh, that's cool. Kind of distorted. That's cool. I think, especially combined with some other effects, this might be really, really nice. So, yes, Redux gets a thumbs up. Let's go back and see what else we have. Wavetable update. Okay, now this I am interested in because I love wavetable. So let's close this for now and go over to Instruments Wavetable and stick it on MIDI track 2. All right, so as of right now, it looks pretty similar to what I'm used to. Okay, so let's have a quick read what the changes are. In the MIDI tab, AT Aftertouch has been renamed to Press. Depending on the data sent to the instrument, Press is handled either monophonically as Channel Aftertouch or polyphonically as Poly Aftertouch or MPE Press. Wavetable can now be fully controlled using MPE controllers. MPE modulation can be dialed in via the new MPE tab, which contains 4 columns: velocity, per note pitch bend, and per note Y-axis and aftertouch. All MPE modulation sources now appear in the device's expanded view. An MPE text label has been added to the right corner of the wavetable's title bar, which would be here. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. This is something I'll probably have to check out a little because I'm not that used to working with MPE as of right now. I'll just go to setup and put the pressure, this new knob over here on my push on poly. See if that makes a difference. Interesting. I love wavetable anyway, so I'm sure that will be cool. Something I'll check out at a later date. Sampler update. I'm guessing this might have to do with MP as well. Yeah. It's now possible to use MPE push 2's pressure mode to modulate individual notes in the sampler device. That could be interesting, but something I'll need to experiment with. I don't think it's something I can do on the fly right now. Simpler update. I'm guessing it's something similar. Yes. It is possible to use MPE. So MPE is one of the big updates in Ableton 11. Oh, what's this? MPE control enables shaping and transforming incoming MPE modulation for 3 expression dimensions: pressure, slide, and pitch. The MPE data is transformed via curves, which can consist of either 2 or 3 breakpoints. All right, so that's a little device. Let's have a look where it is. I'm guessing it's in MIDI effects. Yeah, here we go. So let me just stick that in here. Yeah, this thing right here. Interesting. Again, these are all things that I'm going to have to play around with. I don't think I can just demonstrate them on the fly opening Ableton 11 for the first time right now, but I'm very excited to check out the new possibilities because I think MPE is one of the great new additions to Ableton Live. Being able to, you know, play like a wavetable or whatever and modulate through pressure simultaneous sounds. Really excited about that because that just lets you be so much more expressive. And for the type of music that I like to do, that's something that is really important. In terms of these device additions and improvements, we've gone through pretty much everything here. Let's have a look here. These are Max for Live, something that I'm not that familiar with. So again, lots of MPE stuff, it seems. Expression control. All right, so these new features, the comping thing I think will be really amazing in terms of being able to do multiple takes and then slice the best parts of everything together. That's going to be really awesome when creating just music in general. you know, vocals or even MIDI. There's MIDI comping as well. So, you know, if I play something in on the push and do multiple takes, I can take the best parts of each take and comp it together, which will be awesome. MP support and editing, we've sort of gone through some of that. The tempo follower, not necessarily that interesting for me, but if you're using Ableton Live in a live environment where usually you'd push play on live and then all musicians would have to follow the sequencer or, you know, live itself. With the tempo follower, from what I gather, you can make Ableton follow any type of audio input source. So probably best have it follow the drummer. So that's a really interesting improvement, something I would like to experiment with in the future, but that's not something that's too relevant to me now. But I think it's an amazing feature. I don't even know how that's possible. But the wizards at Ableton have made it happen again. Oh yeah, this one, rack and macro control improvements. This is really interesting to me because you can now save different macro presets, I guess. So if you make your own really complex setups with instrument racks, you can now save presets, lots of different macro presets. And as far as I know, there's also some sort of shuffle function where you can just make it do random stuff, which could be interesting. I'll have to experiment with that. Again, not something I want to do right now, otherwise this video will take forever. What have we got? Follow action improvements. Follow actions is something that I think is really cool if you're doing some sort of generative music. So let's have a quick look in here. Yeah. Not something I personally use that much. I think it's nice to play around with to generate ideas, but because I try to, you know, play my ideas as a musician and not generate them and then just sort of extract ideas from the computer, I don't really use follow actions that much anymore. But there are some things you can do with follow actions even as a musician that can really help you improve your timing and stuff. If you're interested in that, I'll gladly do a video on it. Just let me know in the comments below. All right, MIDI note velocity and probability. This is something I've heard about, but to be honest with you, I do not know that much about, so I'll have to research that. But I think that might be something that's pretty interesting. Scales thing, not sure if that's as interesting for me because I use the push where I have scales anyway. Multi-clip editing improvements, browser improvements. That's usually always a good thing to be able to search things and that type of thing more efficiently. Let's take a quick look at these session view improvements. This looks pretty cool. Let's read through at least this top bit. In the default live set, scene name fields will be empty and no longer contain numbers. Oh, okay, usually there'd be numbers in here in this part. Scene numbers are now displayed in a new column in the master's track, which would be this. That's different. Scene numbers stay fixed based on their position. Okay, so if I change a scene like this, they all still have the numbers relevant or relative to, you know, the way they are set up. Scene numbers stay fixed based on their position, so when a scene is moved, its number changes according to the new position. I think that's a good thing. Selecting a scene or multiple scenes now opens the new scene view. Okay, I haven't seen this yet. This should be interesting, which allows editing the selected scene's tempo, time signature, and follow actions. Wow. So you can do really complex setups. That would be this. I just double clicked on scene 1. And now I can set the tempo of this scene, which is interesting, the time signature, and follow actions. Now this looks different to the way the follow actions are, the way I know them. But here I guess you can select the follow actions. That's one of them. And then you can select a different one. And this is I guess a type of probability which one fires. All right, so what else have we got? Dragging the left edge of the master track's title header reveals 2 new controls. Here we go. Which allow assigning a tempo or time signature to a scene. When enabled, these controls can be disabled and reset via context menu or pressing the delete key. Okay, so you can change the tempo here, which you can see is also reflected down here. Double click brings it back to 120, and also if I change the time signature, that is also reflected here. There we go. That's interesting. I think, again, something I'm not sure I will need immediately, but I'm sure there are use cases where this will be super, super handy. All right, so to be honest with you, just having opened it up right now, I mean, I haven't played around with it too much, but judging by what it just said in terms of the changes and what's new in Ableton 11, I think all the stuff that I've always loved about Ableton, especially in version 10, is still pretty much there. There aren't really that many changes, which I'm very happy about, because that means I can still keep up my workflow. A few additional cool little features, you know, with, like I said, with the templates and stuff like that. That I know will definitely be very handy. But in terms of my overall workflow, I don't think that much is going to change with Ableton 11. And to be honest, right now, I am not that sure updating to 11 is that necessary, unless you want to work with like the comping and that type of thing. That is definitely something. The other really big update that I think would make me want to upgrade to Ableton 11, even though I haven't tried it out properly yet, is the MPE control. That for me would be reason enough to upgrade to Ableton 11. So yeah, I'm sorry I haven't actually made any music or done anything that creative, but I just wanted to open it up with you guys and share my initial adventure into Ableton 11, and hopefully, you know, you learned about what's there, and you know, maybe this will help you decide to either stay on Ableton 10 if you have it, or upgrade to Ableton 11. So thanks a lot for watching, and over the next few weeks and months, I'm sure I'll be diving a lot deeper into Ableton 11. So if you want to see more in-depth use cases of the new features, I'm sure I will be doing some cool content around that in the near future. And if there are any suggestions about things you would like to know about in Ableton 11, make sure to let me know in the comments. Up over here, I put up a video that you might want to watch after this if you've enjoyed this video. And all I can say is hit that like and subscribe button, and I will be here with new content very soon featuring Ableton 11. So all the best for now. Take it easy. Peace.